Yeah.
Brock did say he was going to be the MVP. Should Brady's vote sway voters?
I said, I'm not a voter, but I said yesterday, I said earlier, this got me to thinking. Got me to thinking, one, who was the guest on his podcast yesterday?
Oh, Christian McCaffrey.
So he said that right in front of Christian McCaffrey. Maybe if Brock Purdy was the guest, he might have said Purdy looks like the MVP favorite. All right, that got me to thinking that. Then the second thing, Nick, you'll like this. It got me to thinking about, obviously you respect his opinion. And I'll say this about Cam Newton, who spoke out, a week ago. You got to respect any player's opinion, right? They have a right to say what they want. Absolutely.
Especially MVPs.
Yes,
no
MVPs. Doubt. I mean, I thought Cam was. Some people did dismiss him unfairly. But just because you're the greatest, or even just you were an ex-player, a great player, or the greatest ever, whatever, doesn't mean you're right about everything regarding the sport. Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest player in basketball, made some bad decisions running the Charlotte Hornets as far as personnel. LeBron James, because he's a GOAT. LeBron James, arguably the GOAT, thought it would work with Russell Westbrook. Here I am, a little Division III player from the 80s, and I'm like, there's no way that's working. All right? And LeBron, not only arguably the GOAT, one of the smartest basketball players ever, thought it would work. So this should not sway voters one bit. It's his opinion. It's to be respected. But no, it shouldn't sway anybody. Come on. The numbers and production should sway people.
Go ahead, Sting.
Well, I mean, I think that, one, obviously Christian McCaffrey is in the running. He's a great player.
Absolutely.
And he's a complete player. And then you look at Brock Purdy, and people will talk about Brock Purdy being a game manager. But when you watch him on tape, Brock Purdy is about as good as it gets from making decisions and getting through progressions. And we always talk about footwork. I want you guys to take a look at,
Here we go, tape
Brock
time.
Purdy,
I like
okay?
this.
So you've got two receiver set over here, 2-I-2 formation. Now, from a leverage standpoint, outside corner, inside leverage, outside or the inside slot guy is outside leverage. So you're taking away routes, right? Right now, that outside leverage is trying to force that inside guy to the hole help. Here, you're using the sideline as an extra defender with the inside leverage. As you get to this look, automatically Brock Purdy sets up right now, looks and says, okay, they've got leverage on me. What? That's not going to work. I can't throw it there. So those are the first two routes in your progression. Now let's get to number three within less than a second, right? Now you're looking at the tight end. I look at the tight end. Double covered right there. Two guys inside. So that has taken you less than about a second and a half, if that, right now, in your setup. Now what we got? The angle route by Christian McCaffrey. Watch him get to this route. That's the third guy within this, or the fourth guy within this progression, and it's about under 2.1 seconds to get through all that based on coverage. Brock Purdy is playing at such an incredibly high level, and he's doing things that, that most quarterbacks, that like the elite quarterbacks do.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. The intangibles up here. It ain't always about the strong arm. Yeah. No. It's the intangibles and the footwork.
To be able to see that, like he eliminated receiver, the progression 1 and 2, he eliminated that based on leverage of the defenders and the way they played that. Within 1,000, 1,000, I'm off.
Yep.
I am off of that right now, and I'm getting to the next level and then the next level.
It's impressive.
And so he's not just a game manager.
Correct.
The guy is a really, really worthy MVP candidate.
Okay, so here's the thing. Sometimes with MVP, we get caught up in the word valuable. And like, it's really just most outstanding. No, there's valuables in there for a reason, right? Okay. Let's just talk about both categories. Is Brock Purdy the most valuable player to his team of anyone in the league? Is he more valuable to the Niners than Lamar Jackson is to the Ravens? Of course not.
We all agree.
I would Lamar.
Okay, hold on, wait a moment.
Josh,
hold on. Here's the important part here.
No doubt.
Because you did something I think very interesting, where you were like, well, obviously, like, no, not as Lamar, but that is the company with which he is now trying to keep. A former MVP who is a top contender for the MVP right now. We are not comparing Brock Purdy to Jimmy Garoppolo anymore. We're not comparing him to former Niners quarterbacks. We're not asking, is he actually good when we thought he was maybe bad, or is he more than a game manager? We're saying, does he deserve the biggest prize that we give to a player all year? Yep. So comparing him to Lamar or Mahomes is only fair. Okay, so valuable, no. Wait, let me, please. Is he has he been the most outstanding player in the league this year? Of course not. It'd be either C-Mac or Tyreek.
I think that's arguable.
That's just.
I think that's arguable.
What do you mean?
I mean, you're just making up outstanding.
He's
It's not-
arguably been the most outstanding.
Who's
When
been
you
the
look at
most
his numbers,
spectacular?
that's
No,
arguable.
well, I'm sorry.
Who's been the most fantastic? I'm like, well, okay, I don't know.
I think you'd have to admit, Nick, that's arguable. He's not the most valuable, just valuable. But I think it's arguable he's been the most
Valuable is like,
outstanding.
then put Jason Kelsey in the conversation.
No,
for
I agree.
value.
That's why nobody votes on
Trent-
most valuable.
Yeah, put Trent
Trent in
Williams.
there.
Yeah, nobody votes on that, Nick. In any of the sports, you know that.
But okay, except for the fact that the reason that it's become a quarterback-only award is because we've said they provide more value than everyone else.
Sure.
That's true. The reason I said most outstanding is because that is the thing that could replace the word valuable is best or outstanding or whatever. Yes, you could pick a different adjective, but the question is basically who is the player of the year, right?
Yeah.
I would argue he doesn't check either box. And what we are seeing is, if we can show you, because Dak has been disqualified to a degree because of the most recent game, but if we just show you the overall numbers, those first 4 lines are identical. And then you see where Purdy laps the field is in rating and yards per pass. So why are those numbers so different when the other numbers are the same? It's because he's thrown 100 passes less than Dak. 100 less. Mm-hmm. And that then brings me back to Christian McCaffrey. Why are the Niners able to be so successful? Why do they have to throw the ball less than any other great team? Because their best player is their running back, and because they are playing
less than Baltimore.
What?
I was
throw
gonna-
less than Baltimore.
No,
I was
okay,
going to
no,
say.
sure.
I was going to say it's because their coach is smarter than the rest of the people.
Okay, so be it. Guys.
And remember, against Dallas, McCaffrey didn't do much. Didn't run the ball for a lot of yards. Didn't catch. I think he had 30 yards receiving, and they demolished them.
And
you're not going to demolish a very good team.
Listen,
with
I'm
Purdy
about
struggling.
I think he's going to win the award.
Oh, you do?
Who, Purdy?
Yeah, I trust the Vegas odds. I think they're going to beat the Ravens. I think he's going to win the award.
Yeah.
And I think that we are going to the people are going to try to take a victory lap of look, we're so happy for this guy. He was doubted and he's won it. And deep down, they're going to say, but I don't know if I'd give him a contract extension. I don't actually know how good he is. And that doesn't sit right with me. It can be fine with you guys. I think we have now had Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, the tight end George Kittle, all say it's a different Niner. We all, I think, believe Christian McCaffrey is the best football player on the team, or certainly amongst the skill position guys. And we're going to give it to Purdy because he's overachieved our expectations. And I think it will historically look bad, and I don't think it will age well. It's really exciting news, except for the guy who has to get cut now. It's a hell of a thing. I mean, listen, Aaron Rodgers gets to say he did it when he didn't do it. I heard on NFL Network today that, he did it. No, he didn't. And they activated him. They took him off IR when they did as a birthday present for him. And now they are putting him on the active roster, which means someone gets cut. Someone doesn't get game checks they would get. And then if they go down to the practice squad, they got to kick someone off practice squad. And they've done it all as an attaboy because Aaron Rodgers provided so much value with, I don't know, those 4 snaps or the offseason Allen Lazard, Randall Cobb stuff. I don't get it. I haven't understood any of it. And I think that the Jets doing this to placate Rodgers' ego and costing someone a job, they're the only team in the league that's going to have a 52-man roster right now. And they're opting into it in service of Aaron Rodgers' ego. I don't follow it.
Seem weird, Stink.
So it does. No, it does seem weird. And I mean, what are you going to accomplish?
He gets to say, I did it.
But what do you, as a football team, what do you accomplish?
You keep Aaron Rodgers happy.
I
absolutely
agree with
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially, absolutely not. Yeah. I mean,
I agree that they've mishandled this whole thing. We talked about it yesterday, but I think having him go out there, and I get it, they're not making the playoffs, but having him go out there as a sign of what he's accomplished, at least getting to the point where he can practice, I could see that being a morale boost for guys. You got 3 games left. It's a morale boost to see this guy out here. He's sold out for the team, right? Because he doesn't have to be out there. He could be waiting until next year. I could see that boosting guys' excitement when otherwise you could be feeling like, man, 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
I know we've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, you're not going anywhere. You are going to Cancun.
But you want to keep guys engaged.
Except for the guy who loses his job. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.